Stop Bullying Me, the channel where we tell you what bullying is and how to prevent it. Today I have Scott Barrella here with me, who is also my dad.
Hello.
He is a marriage and family counselor, right?
Therapist, psychotherapist, yes.
So I'm very happy that you're available for this interview. Would you like to introduce yourself to our viewers?
Yes, my name is Scott Barrella. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist in the state of California. I've been practicing for over 25 years. I own Cornerstone Counseling Center. We've been in business since 1997, and we have court approval to do parenting classes, psychoeducational therapy, as well as individual therapy.
How do you define bullying?
Bullying is both psychological as well as sometimes physical, emotional, can occur between adults or children. It's definitely emotionally devastating to the person in the receiving end. Usually it gives some sort of psychological gratification to the person who's perpetrating it, but it has long-term effects on the person who's undergone that behavior.
And by perpetrating, you mean the person who is being the bully?
Correct, the bully themselves, yes.
And what is the difference between simple teasing and bullying?
So simple teasing may be a joking, a sarcasm, some kind of a moment that occurs. Long-term bullying with a person does involve deeper psychological wounding, ousting them from relationship dynamics such as friend groups, could also have long-term psychological effects.
As a marriage and family psychotherapist, can you give me a rough estimate on how many of your clients experience bullying?
Well, interestingly enough, I have a component of my group practice that we cover bullying as a topic. And so I would say the majority of my clients, to some degree or another, can relate to the topic of bullying. There's the bully role, there's the victim of bullying role, and there's also a third role that a lot of people don't recall, and that's the bystanders. People who witnessed bullying, both when they were children in school, sometimes on a football field as a teammate. Sometimes it's an adult bullying a child, not just a peer interaction. So everyone, when you introduce the topic of bullying, can touch on one of those points.
What is the age range in which your clients deal with bullying?
So like I said, most people recall it from their childhood years all the way till they graduate high school. Other people recall adult relationship type bullying, but most of the time it's usually sometime when they were as a boy or girl growing up, interaction with peers. Sometimes it's family related bullying. So you have a brother-sister situation, brother on brother kind of thing. And then they take their victim feelings and they display the bullying behavior toward others that they come in contact with.
What kind of bullying is most common? Is it physical, is it direct, is it indirect, or verbal?
Most common is psychological, direct. The indirect bullying, the sort of talking through a third party, or what is now cyberbullying, sometimes not in-person bullying. That's becoming more popular, unfortunately, as a form of bullying. So a lot of kids and adults reflecting back on their childhood who are on the younger age spectrum will talk about some, internet-related bullying, cyber chat, things of that nature that have occurred.
Do you think that boys would be more likely to be bullied than girls, or is there a preference?
So that's interesting. I do believe there is more instances reported of boys bullying other boys, but definitely girls can be bullies, and in fact they do more social bullying in groups, kind of alienating the peer from the group. So that does occur. There's also instances that I've talked to clients about where it was, they were dating for a time and then they broke up and there was rumors spread by the female about the male that were not even accurate, and then got that person in a very precarious situation, unable to date other partners in the school, for example.
Why exactly do some people bully others?
So most of the time it's for their own ego gratification. So in a lot of times you'll see somebody who's got low self-esteem, but not always. There's the very confident bully that has high self-esteem who's just trying to reinforce their position among the peers. So they're doing it for their ego, but also to establish a role, a presence in their peer group, or on a team, for example, the team sport situation. They want to be dominant, they want to get that aggression out, but they also like to feel that sense of power. It's very short-sighted, short-term, but they like the feeling they get when people bow down to them in response.
Do you suggest that victims of bullying tell a trusted adult?
So bullying definitely should be reported to a trusted adult. Even if you are strategizing about how to handle it yourself, you still want the input from a trusted adult. Now, sometimes the term trusted could lead to a backfire, meaning the trusted adult takes it too far. They go after the bully themselves. I've had cases where a parent actually got in a fight with the minor who is the bully, so that didn't help anyone. In fact, it might have brought more negative attention to the original victim family. So you want to make sure the trusted adult handles it in a correct way. And again, the administrative piece of that is sometimes you tell a trusted school principal or teacher, and they also take it too far and make the instance more than maybe it should have been in the way they respond to it, and that draws additional negative imagery onto the victim.
Do you suggest that victims stand up to their bullies?
So definitely when it's just verbal and just joking around, definitely they should address it and say, I'm not going to take that, it's disrespectful, I don't appreciate it. Handle it with assertiveness. Sometimes a quick jaunt of bullying should be ignored. If it's an ongoing verbal type bullying, they should stand up. Physical altercations, though, can be very dangerous to the victim. So standing up, taking it on, could lead to them getting severely injured. So you have to not try and fight it out, because again, most of the time the bully knows what they're doing. They can injure the victim.
What are some ways to prevent bullying?
Preventing bullying, I like in schools the anonymous reporting tools. So for example, you have a designated area where there's a bully box with a place where students can anonymously drop in a script of what's happening to them.
I know a lot of school websites also have that.
Yes. So if you feel comfortable anonymously reporting, that's one great tool. Secondly, again, interventions with counseling, dealing with the family. I've had many cases over the years where the family comes to counseling to support the child who's being bullied. Increasing their confidence level, giving them some tools to correctly address the bully, making sure that documents are prepared. When you do decide to report, if you do, to a professional or school official, you need to have good documentation. So text message shots, emails, voicemails saved and maybe even transcribed to report that to the professional, meaning the police department, the school official. I don't recommend going to the bully's parents. Sometimes people think, I'll just have a talk with the bully's parents. Most of the time, the bully's parent will either be in denial that the bullying's really going on, or they'll overreact and do something aggressive to their child, and that will also result in a reaction by the bully onto the victim.
Do you have any advice for those being bullied currently?
Yes. Again, depending on the severity, you need to report it. You should take a journal and note what's been going on in as much detail as you can remember. Any evidence needs to be collected, if it's emails, texts, social media accounts, voicemail messages, all that needs to be collected before you report. And then get counseling, get in and talk to a professional about how this bullying situation has made you feel. Know that you're not alone, that this does occur almost unilaterally across the board to everyone in some degree or form or another. So you definitely have tools, you have opportunity to vent and talk to other professionals to get your situation addressed.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us. If you haven't, please like and subscribe to our videos and follow our social media pages. Share your story on our website, stopbullying.gov. And thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for being here, Mr. Barrella.
You're welcome. Thanks for interviewing me. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.